Okay. Hi. Good morning, children. How are you all? So, good morning to all. Okay. So, yeah, good morning to everyone. So, because of some emergency, I was in leave for 2 days. So, that's why I did not took the last 2 days class. Don't worry about the syllabus that has covered in last 2 days. I think in our last class, we were discussing about biological classification, right? Yes. Yeah, okay. We missed you. Thank you very much. So that's great. Great love and affection and concern you are showing. So that's great. But show the same kind of, dedication towards your future and to become a medico, not towards the persons like me. I am not temporary. I'm not permanent. I'm just temporary. Okay. So no one, you never thought in your life that I will come into your life as a teacher, right? So the teachers not stable. They're all like passing clouds. What is stable? Your knowledge. And whoever may be the person who is teaching you, he will give some kind of knowledge to you. Understood? So that knowledge is essential. Okay. Now let us go into our syllabus. When it comes to our last discussion, I said we were discussing about biological classification, right? So in the biological classification, I told you that I will explain about viruses, viroids, prions, etc. And one guy was asking me in my last class that why viruses were not included in 5 kingdom system of classification. I will give you the answer for that question. And don't worry about the plant kingdom. Plant kingdom is so easy topic, very easy topic. I will make you how to reach this topic by giving you some basic details of the chapter. Okay. Oh, and some guys were very busy in sharing their mobile numbers. So don't deviate yourself. Try to concentrate on the class. Okay. Now listen to me about viruses. Let me explain about virus, viroids, and the third one is prions. These three are considered to be infectious agents. All the three are infectious agents. Understood? Now, let us see about the viruses. The most important thing with regard to the virus is viruses are neither living nor non-living. What are they? They are neither living nor non-living. You cannot say that they are living. At the same time, you cannot say that they are non-living. That is the reason why the viruses are considered to be not truly living. What are they? Not truly living. So, viruses now you can consider as not truly living. So is it correct to say that viruses are non-living? No. Or viruses are living? No. Then what are they? They are just not truly living. This is the reason that the viruses were not included in 5 kingdom system of classification. If they are living, they will get the position. If they are not living, non-living, they don't get the position. So they have both the characters. That's why he had a little bit confusion to place these organisms in a specific kingdom, because say if you take Monera, we have 5 kingdoms in the 5 kingdom system of classification, right? Under Monera, cellular and prokaryotic. Whereas Protista, fungi, planta and animalia, these are all cellular and eukaryotic. Now these viruses, they are not belonging to prokaryotes or not belonging to eukaryotes. At the same time, they don't have any cell. They don't have any cell and they are neither belonging to prokaryotes nor to eukaryotes. That's why these organisms did not get any kind of position in the 5 kingdom system of classification. Understood? Is it clear for all of you? Is it clear for all of you? I am waiting for your response. Is it clear? So many of them were asking me about viruses in the last class, right? So is it clear now? Yes. Good, 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 good. Okay. Now let us go some more details about the viruses. Yes. Fungi, bacteria. There is no fungi, bacteria, man. So fungi is different, bacteria is different. Fungi is eukaryotic, bacteria is prokaryotic, both are different. Now let us go some more details into the viruses. So if you take these viruses, like viruses are chemically nucleoproteins. What are they? Nucleoproteins, that they are composed of nucleic acid and protein. These are the composition that you can see. This is the composition that you can see with viruses. And apart from that, I said they have living and non-living features. When they are present outside the host, listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. When they are present outside the host, they remain in crystalline form. Crystalline form in the sense, in the form of salt. That means, which is a non-living state. Whereas when they are present inside the host, they show replication and its infectious nature. How? By taking the cell metabolism under the control of their nucleic acid. For example, a virus has a DNA as genetic material. Now this DNA takes control of the host cell and the guide this host cell to synthesize components essential for it, not for the cell itself. For example, if you are infected with coronavirus, then this coronaviral genetic material, do you know what is the genetic material of coronavirus? Can anybody tell? What is the genetic material present in the coronavirus? It's very familiar virus, right? You are all been exposed to it. Of course, maybe infected or not infected, but you are well known about this virus. Can anybody tell what is the genetic material present in coronavirus? I am waiting for your reply. As soon as you reply, I already told there is a lag between you and me around 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah, tell me what is the genetic material in coronavirus. Mr. or Miss, I don't know, Shadow, X-Shadow saying DNA, Karthik is saying DNA, and many of them are saying DNA, DNA, DNA. Yeah, Corona means COVID virus. COVID virus. I'm asking about COVID virus. Yeah. Pushpavarshika. That's good. Bhavikata. That's good. That's good. And Charita Reddy. Great. Bhavikata. Great. So now the people started. Yeah. I could not see your name. So RNA is the genetic material, not the DNA. What is the genetic material? RNA. Remember, it is RNA that acts as genetic material in case of COVID virus. That is coronavirus. It is not the DNA. Understood? This is very, 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 very important. Okay, now come back to this. So that is the nature. So when they are present outside the host, how do they exist? In non-living state. When they are present inside the host, how do they exist? In living state. How they are showing living state? By taking the whole metabolic machinery of the host cells under the control of their genetic material. In that way, it will control the host metabolic system and synthesizes its own components and multiply and spread to all the cells present in the body. So that is the importance of this virus. Understood? So there are so many reasons like why they are said to be non-living and why how can you consider them as living. Those details I will give you once you come for offline classes. Now it is not required. I am just giving the basic details. Okay. So remember that viruses are chemically what? Chemically, they are nucleoproteins. What are they? Nucleoproteins. And let us take viroids, the next one. When it comes to the viroids is another important infectious agent. That this viroids, they have only nucleic acid without protein coat. Have you got the difference between virus and viroids? Viruses have both nucleic acid and protein. Remember, in nucleic acid, they have either DNA or RNA. No virus contain, very, 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 very important. No virus contain both DNA and RNA. Till now, we did not encounter or we did not discover any virus that has both DNA and RNA. They have either DNA or RNA. Understood? As you said, coronavirus or COVID virus, it has RNA as genetic material. Do you know what is the genetic material in HIV virus? Can anybody tell? HIV virus. Can anybody tell what is the genetic material? I have a doubt, is the plague a virus? Mr. or Miss Shadow, I don't know your name. I will give you answers for all your queries at the end of our class. Means in the last 10 minutes. In the last 10 minutes, I will assign only for clearing your doubts. Plague is not a virus. Okay. Plague, it's not plague. Plague, I think you are asking about plague, right? Mr. Shadow or Miss Shadow, I don't know. Mr. and Mrs. Shadow. You are asking about plague, right? Yeah, it's maybe plague. Respond. Yeah, many of them started giving. Yeah, some people in the beginning they said about it is DNA, then many of them are giving about RNA. Some are saying double stranded RNA. Okay. So I was asking about HIV virus. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it is not double stranded RNA. It is single stranded RNA. There are two copies of single stranded RNA are present in HIV virus. Two copies of single stranded RNA. How many? Two copies. Understood? That's great. So now you are aware about genetic material of HIV, and you are also aware about genetic material of COVID virus, that is SARS virus, or simply not SARS, COVID virus or coronavirus. And tell me, what is the genetic material? Yeah, can you give me an example for virus with DNA as genetic material? Let me see how many of you can answer. I am repeating the question. Please respond it properly. Okay. Give me an example for viruses with the DNA as genetic material. DNA as genetic material. Let me see. I am asking about example of virus where DNA is the genetic material. I am waiting for your response. Influenza, no, wrong. Influenza is a RNA virus. Who is that? Bujji Vidya. Okay, good. Then, yeah, some other name. The messages are going very fast. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Pox virus. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Okay. Some guy has given as answer for my question as cancer. Cancer is not a virus, man. Cancer is a disorder. Cancer is not a virus. Cancer may be caused, one of the reason for getting cancer is by viral infection. It is not that all cancers are due to viral infections. Okay. Yes. The best example that you are going to expose in our 11th class, and the example which is given in our 11th class NCERT book is bacteriophage. Remember it. What is the example? Bacteriophage. Bacteriophage is a double-stranded DNA containing virus. So, we have viruses with DNA as genetic material. We also have viruses with RNA as genetic material. But no virus contain both DNA and RNA as genetic material. That's very, 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 very important. Understood? That's good. So bacteriophage, yes, yes, yes. Bacteriophage is an example for double-stranded DNA. Yeah. Now come back to viroids. I told you that viroids have only nucleic acid and there is no protein coat. There is no protein coat. They have only nucleic acid. The protein coat of viruses, the protein coat present in the viruses is known as capsid. What is it called? Capsid. So what is the protein coat? Capsid. And the nucleic acid, they have two components in case of viruses, whereas here there is no protein coat at all. They have only nucleic acid. Understood? And viroids have single-stranded RNA as nucleic acid. There is no viroid that has DNA as genetic material or DNA as their infectious agent. So here the nucleic acid itself is infectious agent, and this nucleic acid only is present. Where? In case of viroids. Understood? In this case, both nucleic acid as well as protein coat, both are present in case of viruses. Whereas in case of viroids, viroids have only nucleic acid without protein coat. Now let us see prions. When it comes to the prions, prions have only protein coat without nucleic acid. Understood? They have only protein coat without nucleic acid. That's very important. So they have only protein coat without nucleic acid. What about here? They have only nucleic acid without protein. Whereas viruses have both protein and nucleic acid. So can any of these infectious agents have their metabolic system? Metabolic system means like organelles, cytoplasm, and carrying various kinds of metabolic reactions. All that system is existed here. Do viruses, viroids or prions, do they have any kind of metabolic system? Let me see how many of you can answer. How many of you can answer? Do they have any kind of metabolic system? No, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yes, yes. And yes. So, as they don't have metabolic system and they also don't have any cellular structure, that's why you can call all these infectious agents as acellular or non-cellular organisms. What are they? Acellular or non-cellular organisms. Have you got the clarity now? Have you got the clarity? So why viruses? Why viruses or viroids, prions are not included in five kingdom system? Let me see how many of you can answer. Why viruses or viroids or prions not included in five kingdom system? I am waiting for your reply. I am waiting for your reply. Yes, that's great. That's great. That's great. Aryan Sharan, yes. That's great because they are acellular. What do you mean by acellular? They don't have cell structure. So non-cellular or acellular. That's why they were not included in five kingdom system. Have you got the clarity about this? So with this, we'll close this biological classification chapter. Actually, there are so many details. This chapter itself comprises bundle of information, and once you come for the offline classes, only for this chapter, listen to me carefully, only for this chapter, here we will be allotting almost 4 weeks to complete this chapter. How many weeks? 4 weeks, more than 4 weeks. So that much big chapter, almost 4 weeks. 4 weeks will be giving. So that much information will be there in this chapter. As I said, I am providing only basic information to make you familiar with some of the important contents of NCERT book. Okay, so this is about this biological classification. Next, after understanding this, now let us go into plant kingdom. I think I came to know that some other teacher has come to explain this plant kingdom, right? Yeah. One guy is asking me about mad cow disease is caused by prions, right, sir? Yes, you are right. Because I have not, I'm not given any kind of examples for prions and viroids. Even for viroids, we have some examples like potato spindle tuber disease, mad cow disease. This mad cow disease will also spread to human being. You know how? If you eat buffalo or cow meat. So through that cow meat or buffalo meat, it will spread even to the human being. Which one? Mad cow disease. There is no medicine for that disease, that particular. That is why our ancestors said, avoid eating non-vegetarian things. Of course, it is not the point of discussion here. So what I am trying to tell you is, it can also spread to the human being. But in human being, the same mad cow disease is called Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. What is it called? Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Okay, so that is about biological classification. We'll close it and we'll come back to the plant kingdom. I think some other teacher has started this chapter, so he has given some details regarding the biological classification. Now let us go into some basic details regarding this chapter. Now, when it comes to the plant kingdom, before entering into this chapter, you must be aware about two important things, because in the whole chapter, two technical terms we consistently use, like plant kingdom. First, let me clear, the plant kingdom includes different types of organisms. One is algae, and the second one is bryophytes, and the third one is pteridophytes, and fourth one is gymnosperms, and the last group is angiosperms. These are the different groups of organisms that we are going to discuss under this chapter. Understood? I told you, stop giving all kinds of questions like doubts, asking doubts. In the last class also, I have allotted some 10 to 15 minutes to clarify your doubts, right? Today also I will give you some time to clarify your doubts. Don't worry about the doubts, leave it. Try to concentrate whatever I am explaining now. So I said these are the groups of organisms included under kingdom Plantae. Now, in every group, we will be using two important technical terms. One is gametophyte and other one is sporophyte. Be clear, it is not saprophyte. What did I say here? Sporophyte. Gametophyte, sporophyte. These are the two important technical terms we will be using consistently in all the groups. Understood? So let me first explain what is gametophyte and what is sporophyte. I'll do one thing. I will give you the difference between gametophyte and sporophyte and their importance in the next class, as the people are asking me many kinds of doubts regarding virus, so other details. So let me clarify their doubts, and after clarifying their doubts, I will close this session. And in the tomorrow class, because if I start explaining about this gametophyte and sporophyte, that itself takes almost 50 minutes. Because you must be very clear about these two terminology. Actually, most of the students, you ask even your seniors or any of your sister or brother who already completed their intermediate, many of them gets confused for understanding about these two terms. In every group, like in algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperms and angiosperms, these terms are very common. In one group, gametophyte may be dominant. In other group, sporophyte may be dominant. In some other group, both may be independent. In some other group, one may be depending on other one. So these are all the things we have to know. If you are aware about all these terminology and these technical details, then this chapter would be very easy. You can attempt the questions even without proper preparation. Like if you properly concentrate the class and if you can understand all these details, you can attempt any kind of question which is given in the NEET examinations. Okay. Now you can ask me your doubts. I think many of them are having different kinds of doubts, right? Now you can ask your doubts now. Now this is the doubt session. I'm giving you now time for clarifying your doubts. Yeah, I'm waiting for your replies. Rinderpest, no, is not a virus. No. Any more? You are dealing, that is not a doubt. I said ask the doubts related to our syllabus. Don't ask other things. Okay. Gametophyte use gametes in the reproduction and sporophyte use spores in reproduction. Okay. What is meant by bacteria? Bacteria is a primitive organism which is belonging to prokaryotes. Prokaryotes in the sense organisms with primitive nucleus, or simply to say these are the organisms, they don't have a membrane bounded nucleus. So that's why they are called prokaryotes. Is it important to remember the examples of virus having RNA and DNA? Yes, it is important, and we'll make you to remember, like how to remember those examples once you come for the offline classes. We'll give you a simple procedure how to remember the examples and all. So protista means unicellular eukaryotic, but Spirogyra is multicellular. Is it considered as under protista? No. Spirogyra is not a protistian. Spirogyra is a algae belonging to chlorophyceae algae. What is the genetic material in E. coli? Mr. Shadow, Mr. You gave Mr. Okay, right. So E. coli is a bacteria. Remember, his question is very, very important question. Mr. Shadow, what is your name, Mr.? His question is very important. Listen to me carefully, all of you. Remember, all cellular organisms, including bacteria, protistians, fungi, plantae members, animalia members, all these cellular organisms have only DNA as genetic material. Only DNA as genetic material. No cellular organism contain RNA as genetic material. RNA is genetic material only in some viruses. Got it? It's very, 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 very important. RNA is genetic material only in some viruses, not in cellular organisms. So, all cellular organisms. What are the cellular organisms? Monerians, protistians, fungi, plantae members, animalia members. All these 5 kingdoms have what kind of genetic material? Only DNA as genetic material. Which organisms have RNA as genetic material? Only viruses and viroids. Even prions don't have genetic material, because prions, they have only protein code and there is no nucleic acid. Got it? Is it clear for all of you? Is it clear for all of you, sir? Both HIV and coronavirus are organisms, but HIV makes DNA. First, why do they differ? Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you answer for your question also. Wait for some time. I am just asking you, is it clear for all of you? Like, only which organisms have RNA as genetic material? Which organisms have RNA as genetic material? Which organisms have RNA as genetic material? It is yes, that's good. That's good. Yes, one guy is asking me what about lichens? Yeah, well, lichens are also not included in five kingdom system. So only viruses and viroids have RNA as genetic material. Not even all viruses. Most viruses have DNA as genetic material. Some viruses have RNA as genetic material. Okay. And one guy is asking me about lichens. That is also good. Of course, I will tell you about this lichens and all other details in our offline classes. Lichens, it is a symbiotic relationship between algae and fungi. Algae and fungi. So it is a symbiotic relationship between algae and fungi, or simply to say, it is a composite organisms of both algae and fungi. So algae and fungi both were included under lichens. So here algae is said to be autotrophic, like photoautotrophic, and fungi is heterotrophic. Algae provide food for the fungi, and fungi gives shelter as well as water and minerals to the algae. So both are living together by depending on each other, just like me and this marker. This marker is waste if I am not there. Similarly, I'll be waste if I cannot use this, if there is no marker, like I cannot write anything on the board. Similarly, algae and fungi both are living together by depending on each other. That's why this relationship is called symbiotic relationship. Understood? Symbiotic relationship. So here algae is providing food for whom? Fungi. And fungi is providing shelter as well as water and minerals to algae. Understood? Understood? So that is what you can see here. So as it is a composite organisms of both algae and fungi, it became difficult to include these lichens either under algae or fungi, because you cannot separate both of them, like both algae and fungi divide, you cannot divide. So it's a composite organism. That's why there was a big confusion to include them either under Plantae or Animalia. That's why even these lichens were not included under five kingdom system by Whittaker. And one guy was continuously asking me about why bacteria are called enigmas. Yes, I will tell you. Bhavikata. Enigmas in the sense, enigma means mysterious. Mysterious in the sense, every bacteria have their own mechanism of metabolic system. That means they have, so their cellular structure is so simple, but they are complex in behavior. Their behavior is very complex. Listen to me, Bhavikata. Stop giving the same, question. So first, complex in behavior. So that is about bacteria. When it comes to the viruses, they don't have any metabolic system. When they are present outside the host, they exist in the form of crystalline. Whereas when they are present inside the host, they take control of the whole metabolic machinery of the host and synthesizes their own components. That means their behavior is so mysterious. How they behave, we cannot expect. And different viruses, they have different patterns of their existence. That's why viruses are considered to be enigmas. What are they? Enigmas of biological system. It's a good question. Who is that? Who is that question asked? Yeah. So, any more questions? Sir, please explain about prions. I said prion is infectious agent that has only protein coat without nucleic acid. Prion has only protein coat without nucleic acid. So that's why they are called prions. Okay, Bhavikata, I think she asked. Yeah. So viruses are enigmas. Why they are called enigmas? Because their behavior is so mysterious that when outside the host, they exist in the form of crystalline form. When inside the host, they have what kind of behavior? They are able to show the living features, like just like all other living organisms. They can multiply and they takes the control of host metabolic system and they carry out their metabolism, by using the host metabolic system. That's why they are considered to be enigmas. Yeah. So any more? So both HIV and coronavirus have RNA genome, but HIV makes DNA first. No, it is not like that. HIV virus is considered as a retrovirus. Listen to me carefully. It is, of course, it is little bit higher level to your standard, but still I'll tell you few details regarding this. Yeah, who is that? Agatsuma. Okay, Agatsuma 88. Yes, listen to me here. So HIV is a retrovirus in the sense, basically it has RNA as genetic material, but once it infects the host, after entering into the host cell, with the help of its enzyme, that is reverse transcriptase. What is it? Reverse transcriptase, that is the enzyme. With the help of this reverse transcriptase, this RNA becomes, it directly doesn't becomes DNA, RNA transformed into DNA. That means RNA gives a DNA. It is not transformed, or it doesn't become DNA. RNA, HIV virus RNA gives a single stranded DNA. This process is called reverse transcription. Let me tell. Now it has single stranded RNA. This single stranded RNA, in the presence of an enzyme, reverse transcriptase. So what is the enzyme? Reverse transcriptase. It becomes single stranded DNA. and after that it becomes a double stranded DNA. Then this double stranded DNA starts synthesizing its own components through transcription and takes the control of whole cell. Understood? This is what happens in case of HIV. So HIV, that is why it is called retrovirus. What is it? Retrovirus. But coronavirus is not a retrovirus. Coronavirus is not a retrovirus. Okay? So that is the difference. Yeah. Any more doubts? So that is about today's session. I think most of your doubts I have answered. Still, if you have any more doubts, we can discuss and I can clarify all your doubts in our next session, like in tomorrow class, in the last 10 minutes. Okay? Don't put any kind of doubts. Sir, if in an organism like virus, in those organisms, if there is no DNA and RNA, what happens then? If there is no DNA and RNA like prions, still they have infectious nature and they also have a method of replication. I will explain when I explain about prions once you come for offline classes. I will give you the details regarding about this prion production and how it spreads everything once you come for offline classes. Okay, so there we'll discuss, because it's a a complex procedure. So it needs some background details. You need some background details that I will provide you in the offline classes. Okay, don't worry about it. Yeah. So polyoma virus. So there are so many viruses. Okay, if you go on discussing about these viruses, you will get so many doubts. So your all other related virus related doubts, we will provide the correct answers and clarity about much more, because I know that once any teacher starts the virus topic, the students get so many doubts, because these doubts and these information is not provided in your lower classes. Yes, you definitely you will have so many doubts. So we'll give you much more details about this virus and their related aspects once your offline classes starts. Okay, so that's all. That's enough for today. And with this, I'll close this session. And if you still have any more doubts regarding our biological classification, you can clarify in our next class in the last 10 minutes. So today onwards, in the last class itself, I told you that last 10 minutes is the doubt session. Okay, so in the last 10 minutes, you can clarify all doubts. So don't ask any kind of questions in first 40 minutes. Thank you very much, and we'll meet again in the tomorrow class. Thank you.